Is this thing on? Is it going? Okay. All right. All right. So I just wanted to make a video and tell you guys my story because I know you guys are all dying to hear what I have to say. um, no, but I'll just start off by saying that I'm 25 years old and I'm lonely. I have no friends, basically, and I deal with social anxiety. Um, yeah, it's just want to start off by saying that I grew up normal, and went to public school and everything was all good, and I played sports ever since the beginning. Ever since you could start playing sports, and I socialized. I was went to birthday parties, all that crap, and um, yeah, it wasn't up until probably sophomore year of high school that I noticed a change, and for me it was couple of things. One, I had bad acne. I always had bad acne. I was self conscious about my face. I had acne. It was usually worse than just a couple pimples or whatever. It was pretty severe, and um, I was always self conscious about that. And it started young, and it lasted all through middle school, high school, whatever. So I was always self conscious about that. Um, and then yeah, playing sports or whatever, that was my group that I was in. I was a jock. I wasn't the best, but um, yeah, sports was just my thing. And when I stopped playing in high school, after sophomore year, I didn't have a group to be a part of anymore. I wasn't, I didn't do any, wasn't part of any other group or anything like that. So I kind of just floated around and did my own thing. And I had one other good friend that I had a lot of classes with, and we took a lot of the same classes, and we slacked off and whatever, and had a lot of fun. But um, he quit sports too, and we hung out, once in a while after school. But otherwise, we just see each other at school, and I'd go to school and go home, and then dread going to school the next day. And when I stopped playing sports, that's when I really got in my head, and I was just really stressed out about school and worried about, the next day and the next day and, what we were going to do. And for me personally, it was not just the school part, it was talking and reading in class. And I was really stressed out about having to read in class, or the chance that I might have to read in class, and or getting called on, to read a paragraph, or just to answer a question, something stupid, and it was like it got to a point where it was like it felt like I just got done running a freaking marathon. I was just so out of breath. Like my heart rate was just, it was just so hard for me to catch my breath to be able to, to talk or read. It was embarrassing, because we're just sitting there in class, and people are probably like, what the frig, what is this kid doing? He can't read this or whatever. And it wasn't because I couldn't read. I was a good reader, and whatever. It was just, that's what that did to me, I guess. And I just got in my own head, and psyched myself out and freaked myself out. And um, so yeah, it was embarrassing. And um, I came to the point then where I asked my mom to email the teachers, to ask that they don't call on me in class. And it worked. I didn't have to, I wouldn't have to read. I wouldn't have to, answer questions, whatever. I could, still sit there and participate if I wanted to or whatever, but they wouldn't, call on me to read or whatever. And it was, yeah, I made it through school, and without having to deal with that anymore, I guess. But it was always in the back of my mind that, someday, I would still have to, if we had a substitute, or whatever, I still might have to read in class. And I don't know what it was with the whole reading thing or whatever. It's just, that's what it did to me. And I just freaked out about that. And it was always like in the back of my mind. So I was always thinking about it, always thinking about it. I would just psych myself out about it. And, but yeah, like I said, I made it through. And then I didn't want to go to a 4 year school. Also because I didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I, um, figured I was just going to work and make a ton of money. And by 25, I'd have a house and two cars and, some smoking hot girlfriend, and be living the life, right? But yeah, reflecting back on that now, no, none of that happened. but but yeah, I just kind of, hitting this quarter life crisis kind of thing here, and realizing, kind of reflecting on self improvement and self betterment, and what's held me back. But and yeah, I think that's the social anxiety thing is what's held me back, because not only from school, um, I've it's held me back from certain job interviews too, where if I'd have to, interview even in front of two people or three people, not just, one person, it was like I would just freak out, like I can't talk in front of these people, I'm gonna whatever. So I psyched myself out there again, and I missed out on job interviews. Whether or not they would have worked out or not, that's a different story. But I've sold myself short on certain job interviews, and it's now, as of late, the last couple of years, I've just taken bullshit, um, stupid entry level, whatever kind of dead end jobs, because it's like I can't go to school to get a real job, and because I'm too scared to go to school, um, and so yeah, it's just kind of at a low point, and at a point of reflection and all this stuff. And um, yeah, then it came to the point this last year I was going to go back to school, but then yeah, that whole social anxiety thing came up, and it was like I can't do it. I can't sit in front of a class again, or in class again, and have the slight chance that I might have to talk or read or whatever. Because I don't mind, sitting there and learning and listen to a teacher or whatever. Like I can do that. Like um, I'm all about that, like all about learning and wanting to learn and better myself. But it's that the stupid thing of I might have to talk or whatever, um, sets me back. And so I haven't gone to school. And another big thing is I wanted to, and still want to, is join the Air Force. And it's a personal thing of mine, and um, personal decision that I wanted, whatever, it's just something I wanted to do. But as I started the process on that too, and I backed out of that too because of realizing that, going through basic training, you're with 40, 50, 60, other people in a bigger group. Um, and the fact that, oh, I might have to talk or speak up, or, um, read something in front of, while in a classroom or in a group or whatever. So that's held me back. And that stuff haunts me every single day of my life. It's it's always in the back of my head that I backed out on so many things, and it's not that other people caused me to. It's because of me. I sold myself short. I've been my worst enemy, and it's crazy the games that the mind plays with you. But like I said, yeah, that stuff haunts me every day, and I just wanted to tell my story, and also say that I'm not, out here just completely freaked out about life. It's just, it's, those certain situations of going back to school and bettering myself, or being in certain situations where it would be better for me and allow me to grow and become the person I'm supposed to be. I avoid those positions in those situations because I'm scared that, I might not be able to read or whatever, or sound like an idiot. I don't know. It's just something stupid like that. So, um, yeah, that's kind of my short little story about social anxiety and how it's kind of held me back. And it's, um, yeah, like I said, it's held me back for a while. And I just wanted to let you guys know my story, because I know, looking on YouTube, I've seen a couple of stories of people's stories, and how they may not be going through the same thing, or the same situations, but listening to them has helped me out a lot and made me feel not so alone. And so I just wanted to put my story out there, not asking for a pity party or whatever. I'm still battling with it and still trying to better myself, every day, and trying to challenge myself every day. But yeah, I'm just trying to work through it, and I just wanted to put my story out there, and hope that it can help somebody. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right, take it easy.